Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Okay, so my guest today is one of music's loved singer-songwriters, producer, and worship leader. With 6 Grammy wins, Dove and Stellar Awards, 30 years in music, and 20 of those years with New Breed. It's the one and only Israel Houghton. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I caught your delay on trying to say the last name properly, the surname properly. I caught that. You're not slick. I caught it.
Do you know what, right? I'm actually going to ask you this. So you've been in this game for so many years, right? And I
Yep.
know that pronouncing your surname is always something that you always pick up on. So, and I know you've done this a long time. You've done this for so many years. So, just to school me, okay, is it Houghton or Houghton?
It depends on what part of the world you're in.
Okay, so I'm in London. So, how would one in
It
London
is
pronounce
in
it?
London, in South Africa, and in Australia, it's Houghton. And
Houghton.
I don't even fight people anymore on that. It's Houghton. I answer to Houghton. It's fine. In the U.S. And for some reason in Asia, they say Houghton just fine. And pretty much through Europe, but London is the exception. So everybody gets a pass. It's either Houghton or Houghton. All my life, it was Houghton until I started traveling the world.
Okay, all right, okay. So just because you have said it, I will say the right Houghton because I think besides, I think as an English person saying it, it sounds a lot more posh. I'm like, oh, Israel Houghton. So that's
Houghton.
Houghton.
But Nelson Mandela was his estate was on Houghton in
Ah,
in Johannesburg. So most people just say Houghton. It's fine. Totally fine.
okay. Okay, awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and then
Okay,
we're gonna get into the main thing. All right, so you've got to choose either or, as I'm about to ask you. Okay, so
okay,
first off,
okay.
kite surfing or bungee jump?
Bungee jump for sure.
Okay, New York Knicks or LA Lakers?
LA Lakers all my life.
Oh wow, okay, okay, all
Yep,
right.
yep.
Shirley Caesar or Helen Baylor?
Wow. Wow. That's a tough one. I gotta say Shirley. Shirley's just she's the
She's
queen.
she's queen. She's legend, really.
She's the
Okay.
queen. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So Bible translations, New King James or the Passion Translation.
The Passion Translation. I love the Passion Translation.
It hits differently, doesn't it? It's just
It's
like
fantastic. It's
it just does
fantastic.
something different. Just does something different. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Guitar or keys?
I'm gonna
Ooh,
say, ooh, I'm gonna say guitar.
guitar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Baseball caps or fedoras?
Yeah, baseball caps, I think. Yeah.
Really? Because you know what? I
Yeah.
actually pictured that you have like a huge water closet of like fedora hats.
It's
I see your hats.
it's an obnoxious it's an obnoxious collection. And lately I feel younger and just a little just better about my gray-haired self in a baseball hat.
Embrace the gray, embrace it because it's the new look.
I
It's
am
like
embracing
it's
it,
the
yeah.
fresh new look. Okay,
I love it.
sneakers or stylish boots?
Man, you are really good, Lady T. Really good.
Thanks,
Really
thanks,
good.
thanks.
Um, I think for the same reason, I should say sneakers. Sneakers.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see your boots though that you wear when you're
I
not.
do have an
Because
obnoxious boot collection as
I'm
well.
just like, you got pretty good taste when it comes to those boots. I'm like, I want one for myself because they're pretty cool. Okay,
This is great.
bow tie or loose tie?
Um, I would definitely say loose tie, and if I can, no tie ever.
You like the freedom, the freedom, the freedom.
Yes,
It's
yes,
good. It's
please set me free.
good. Okay, not being able to sing or have your thoughts in a bubble for everyone to see.
Please repeat the question.
Okay, so not being able to sing or have your thoughts in a bubble for everyone to see?
I'm gonna go with have my thoughts in a bubble for everyone to see. Yeah,
Because you want to be able
because
to
at
sing,
this
right?
point, I feel like I've lived enough life that hey, I feel like most of those thoughts are gonna be it is what it is. Like this is what it is now. I'm not editing for anybody. I am not hiding for anybody. I'm not filtering for anybody. My thoughts are going to be my thoughts, and this past year has been kind of one of those years of like fairly unfiltered thoughts, but I couldn't imagine not being able to sing anymore. That'd be terrible.
I can't imagine any artist picking not being able to sing. As I'm like, you would.
Yeah, yeah,
It's better to have your thoughts out. There we go.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alpha and Omega or Not Forgotten.
Alpha and Omega for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to
Yeah.
say, when people ask me what's your favorite worship song, I actually choose that because for me, it encompasses who God is and what we have to do in this life. Simple.
Right.
And I think it's just super powerful. The simpleness, the simplicity of it, the essence of it is brilliant. And it's definitely one of my
Yes.
favorite worship songs. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Well,
that
I
song. We appreciate
I
you.
have
I appreciate you
I
for
have
that.
I have to thank Erasmus Mutambira who wrote it, in 1985. I wish I had written that song, but I love singing it. I absolutely love singing that song.
I think I know that song from you rather than from the original. So it feels like yours. I don't know why, even though it's a cover, but it just feels like yours. Like we know it from you. So
Well, we definitely co-opted it and made it ours for sure.
yeah,
No
for
question.
sure, for sure. Okay. IHOP or Applebee's?
Wow. Um, I'm gonna, oof. I'm gonna go with. Wow, that's a tough one, hey. I'm gonna go with. I have to. I think I have to go with Applebee's. We've actually done commercials for them, so I'm going with Applebee's.
Okay, okay, okay. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Italy or France?
Wow, again, really tough. We got married in Paris, but like our favorite several places is in Italy. So I'm gonna. Oof.
Mm,
I'm going Italy. Italy.
Italy. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, 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 okay.
It's a. I need to say it like you said it. Italy.
Italy.
I'm going Italy. Yeah.
Italy, yes. All right. Evening service or morning service?
Evening service.
Really?
Yes. Oh,
Really? That is so
uh,
interesting.
why?
No, because I feel like morning, you do it, get it out of the way, that's it. The rest of the day, you can do
No,
whatever. And then
no.
evening service, because it's like, it's just, I don't know.
I'm
It makes me
okay,
feel
okay,
unbalanced.
okay, okay, okay. During during football season, morning service.
So it's
No,
only
can I be
football.
honest with you? Like, if I'm at my own church, then morning service is great.
Yeah.
If I'm a guest at someone's morning service, you never quite know what you're gonna get. You have some people that just kind of come in, they're tired, they're not engaging. Whereas some of the best nights of worship have
Mhm.
happened, in the evening for sure.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Cool. 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 What are some of the misconceptions that people have about you?
I think one of the biggest ones is I think people think that I am very extroverted off the stage, and I am not. I'm extremely shy and introverted off the stage. I'm
Really?
gonna be kind to people. I'm always gonna, if somebody stops me and asks for something, I'm always gonna do that.
Yeah.
But it's very strange for me, and it has always been. After 30 years of doing this, when somebody walks up to me and goes, "Oh, you don't understand. You've been this for me, and you've done that for me," and it is always awkward for me.
Hmm.
Like I don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, and I'm honored and humbled every time. But I think people think that the guy jumping around on stage is the same guy off the stage jumping around and extroverted, and I'm not.
Interesting. I mean, you do seem
Yeah.
like a chilled person on and off stage, but I would never thought you were like a super shy, introverted person. Like you don't come across as that.
I am, yeah. I keep a pretty
Okay.
small circle,
Yeah.
um and I enjoy that circle, and I'm myself there. But yeah, I'm very shy. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. A lot of people don't know that, so they expect that, and then when they meet me, like I've had a lot of people say to friends of mine later, like, "Wow, he was like super chill, like not in a aloof way or
Yeah.
standoffish way, just like thank you very much." And yeah, I guess I like it that way. That seems
It's
natural to me.
worked. Yeah, it's natural and it's worked for you for so many years. So
Yeah.
that's who
Yes.
you are. That's who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. If you weren't singing, what would you be doing?
I would definitely be involved in some sort of activism,
Okay.
social justice, um, building homes, orphanages, things like that. Stuff that I do as a singer, and
Oh
I would
wow.
still be doing that. Like if I wasn't an artist, I would, I'd be a full-time activist, I think.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And real quickly, do you remember where you were when you won your first Grammy?
Yeah, I was at the Grammys.
No. Okay. So question. So what I really should have said is when you were nominated. When you
Yeah,
found out you were nominated. Do you remember where you were?
first nomination. Um, First nomination. Actually, I didn't win. So the first nomination was 2004,
Okay.
and it was for Live from Another Level. And we got two nominations. We got a nomination for Again I Say Rejoice, and we got a nomination for the record. And I was in Houston at the time, and my phone just started pinging like congratulations, congratulations. I'm like,
What
I
did you
I
do? What do you
I
mean?
didn't even at that point I wasn't a member of the academy. I didn't fill out a ballot. I didn't know I was even considered. I had
Wow.
no idea. So yeah, I'll probably never forget that. That was really yeah, that was
Something
unexpected
amazing. Yeah.
and beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so let's talk about music. And one of the things I think I've always wanted to ask you, because obviously you're a worship leader, and worship means so much. It means lots of different things to people. So for you, what does worship mean to you, and what does it look like for you?
I feel like it's always evolving, and yet I always come back to a a definition that I gave it years ago, and it still just seems right. I said worship is a conversation among friends. And the idea of, I think sometimes we come to God. Worship is really just, you've heard the statement, he who sings prays twice. So the idea is like it's really just an extension of prayer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for years growing up, I viewed it as almost like a list, like God, I need this, I need that. You're great, and I love you, but can you come see about me? Right? That was always sort of there was always this transactional thing about it. And then when I discovered that worship is not just music and singing and songs put together, but it is like this it's this conversation, and if you'll listen close enough, you'll hear his response.
Mm.
And when you hear his response, the ground will shake underneath you, like your life will change. And so the idea is, and as I've learned to lead worship down through the years, and I'm still learning, and I think that's important for everybody to hear, like I still sit at the piano and go, God, teach me how to worship you. And
Mm.
I've had friends of mine like chuckle at that, like, of course, you know how to lead worship. And I'm like, you don't understand. I'm not asking God to teach me how to lead people in worship. I'm asking him to teach me how to worship him.
Mm.
And there's a
There's a
difference,
difference.
right?
Yep.
So I try to stay in that space of like being patient while worshiping God. So the idea of like I'm singing, I'm declaring, I'm asking, whatever it is, petitioning, but I'm also listening.
Yep.
And it is possible to worship and listen at the same time.
That's very true, and you can do. I totally get that. I get that. I hear that. All right, so the year has changed. I mean, the world has
Yep.
changed in the last year. It's been absolutely crazy for everybody. Whatever industry you're in, or in fact, whatever corner of the world you're in, it's affected you some way, shape, or form. So, did you struggle with not being able to travel to minister, and how have you been able to adjust to a new way of connecting with audiences?
Having heard that I'm an introvert, do you think I struggled with not being able to travel?
I bet you were like, glory to
Oh, it was an introvert's paradise. To be able to lead worship from home into a camera, oh,
God. Really?
fantastic.
Oh
Oh,
my
loved it.
gosh.
And even like when we did Feels Like Home this past year, I found a zone and a lane that I love because
Mm,
now I'm not leading people in worship necessarily, even though digitally I am, and
mm-hmm,
people are connecting, and the input, oh, and the feedback we've gotten from people has just been so beautiful. Of just
mm,
like, we put this on, our whole family comes together, and you've been leading us in worship, and I'm just going, what an honor, to be able to do that. But to do it with my team and us kind of in the round looking at each other and leading each other in worship, and
mm-hmm.
and declaring how good God is one to another, has really been a resurgence for me. Like, a lot of people don't know this. My wife has said it a few times publicly, but like, after I did my last record, it was kind of my last obligation to a record company, and I was just really happy to end that. So that was in 2018. I did The Road to Damascus, and it came out. I was proud of it because I felt like it was as honest as I've ever been in a
Yeah.
record, and even in the marketing behind it. But I was happy to kind of be free. So I told Adrian, I was like, I think I'm just gonna quietly retire,
Oh wow.
and just pull back, and just let some other people push some other people forward. But the idea of me jumping on a plane and traveling all over the world and stage to stage, I just don't know if I have that. And this is
Wow.
3 years. This was 3 years ago.
Wow.
And Adrian was like, she woke me up one morning. She's like, you know what? I can't allow you to do that. She basically said, I feel like God has given you such a gift and such a voice, that if I, as your purpose partner, don't push you in that direction and encourage you in that direction, she's like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. She goes, it's not time to retire. So,
Wow.
so she really kind of, in the best way, and I'm so grateful, but she really kind of pushed Feels Like Home into existence. And there was a moment, when we finished, because it was a live stream event. We weren't even setting out to do an album. We were just doing an event. And at the end, I looked at her, and we both just started weeping, like uncontrollably weeping.
Wow.
And I just said, thank you, because I had the time of my life. Like, I enjoyed this more than any stage I've ever been on. And
Wow.
I was surrounded by friends and family. It was a celebration of New Breed being together for 20 years. And it was just beautiful. And she just cried and cried. And she said, please, please keep doing this. It was like very, but it wasn't her saying it. It was like the heart of God saying it.
Mm-hmm,
Right.
mm-hmm.
And then when we started getting the feedback immediately that night, and we got, as a team, we got to watch it back. It was like the feedback from people was like, we needed this, you're refreshing us, thank you, we're encouraged again. I had people writing, I was suicidal, and
Whoa.
I tuned into this as a last ditch effort, and thank you, I'm gonna live. I had other people go, I believe in God again. Sorry.
Wow.
Hello. I
Wow.
believe in I believe in God again. Thank you. I needed this. So when all that started happening, I just realized, okay, I'm not gonna retreat anytime soon. I enjoy this. And I don't even remember what your question was, so I hope I
No, no,
answered it
you
properly.
did, you did, and I guess we have Adrian to be, to be thankful to, so that she basically to encourage you to keep on
Yeah.
doing this, because I have friends, and I know sometimes when we have conversations, they were like, "Did you catch it?" I said, "No, I didn't," and some of my friends be like, "It was." This was different. It was phenomenal. Like, and she, in terms of how she, when she worships and how she connects, for her it was just like, this was definitely different. This was amazing. I think she may have even written about it on a blog or something, but she
Wow.
absolutely loved it. And I've seen the clips as well, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely different. This
Yeah.
is great. And I feel like now, I guess the pandemic worked in your favor to
Yes,
do this
that
album,
was
which
the
is
question.
yeah. So the
Did you
pandemic is
struggle?
yeah, and you didn't struggle. You fitted right in,
No.
worked in your
And
favor.
I found a comfortable chair, so to
Yeah,
speak, and
yeah.
was able to feel effective still,
Mm-hmm.
and used by God still.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
And talking of, feels like home, it's the first album since, Israel New Breed together in such a long
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
celebrating 20 years. Um, and I guess you answered my question that this wasn't something planned at all. Like it just happened. And but
yeah,
prior to that, had you been thinking of doing something with New Breed to celebrate, or is it just that this just somehow came about and it was just like
yeah.
this is perfect?
So we had talked at the beginning of the year of doing some kind of celebration. This year, 2021,
Mm-hmm.
is the 20-year anniversary of our first record, New Season. And so we thought, well, maybe we'll go and do something, like almost like a live greatest hits or something, in a live venue. And then once quarantine happened and all that, we just kind of abandoned that for a while. But we still, and as a group, we still do live events all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't different. It was just the fact that, hey, nobody's really traveling right now, but we got to do something. Like,
Yeah.
we knew we needed to commemorate that. So when everybody kind of got locked down, we started doing just a Zoom call every Monday as an entire team. I mean, sometimes 60, 70 people on that call. Anybody who's ever been a part of New Breed. And it was beautiful and encouraging, and just to see everybody's kind of growth and journey, and how we all align with that. It
Mm-hmm.
was just really awesome. So going into Feels Like Home was just kind of the overflow of that. It was great.
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful album as well. And
Thank you.
the single that was released from it, "Hymn of Breakthrough,"
Yeah.
when you wrote that song, were you looking for a breakthrough for yourself?
um I think that's a great question. If I was, it was subconscious. I feel like, Adrian and I got married 5 years ago, and I feel like these last 5 years have been such a joy,
Mm,
such a I've never in my life, on my best days, experienced the peace that I experience now on a regular basis.
wow.
And so I trust me, I've written many songs that were very autobiographical and very telling, and this is what I'm going through. But
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think that was one of them. Matter of fact, that was written in 2018, and I wrote it for a choir that I was producing out of Paris,
Right.
a great gospel choir, and so I kind of wrote that song for them, for their record. I sang it on their record. That record has yet to come out, but when we were doing Feels Like Home, literally the week of, Adrian goes, "Hey, what did you ever do with that Hymn of Breakthrough song?" And I just remember going, wow, that song means way more now, at
Mm,
the end of 2020, based on the year we've had, than it meant in 2018.
yeah.
And so when I showed it to the team, it was like the house we were in, our family house here in New York. It's as if the whole house just tilted. Like, everybody felt something different when we started singing that song. And so, and again, the response I've gotten from people all over the world is like, that song is a song that I'm still singing by faith. I am healed, I am free. They might not feel healed, they may not feel
Mm.
free, but there's something about engaging your faith and saying something before you fully see it happen.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's a beautiful song because I feel like okay, you almost have to declare it as you're singing it. You're continually
Yeah,
declaring it, and
yeah,
not even for the year, but yourself personally and for people
right.
around you. So it's such a powerful song. And then moving on to volume 2, Feels Like Home. Like
Yeah.
wow, again, you guys are back at it again. You guys are back at it again, which is great. Let's Talk Accepted, the current single. I heard this song, and it's very rare a song can move me to almost crying. This did that, and I was just like, and I had to keep playing it on repeat. So why that song? Like, what happened? Like, was there something? Because I feel like every song has a story, and I love hearing stories about songs. And I feel like there's something significant in this song about being accepted.
I think so many people have experienced rejection of people,
Mm,
and from Christian people and from church people, and thus they associate it with God rejecting them.
mm,
And I felt that, I had a time in my life where I just felt like I had failed God, failed everyone around me, and so it was easy to take a snide remark or a side eye look from somebody as, yeah, God hates me. You know what I mean?
wow.
And so to be able to answer that feeling by saying, I know who I am. I know I'm loved by God. It was like God started reminding me of songs that I was writing in a better season in my life. And those songs began to encourage me, 10, 12 years later.
Yeah.
So to be able to kind of sit in the seat, no pun intended, and say,
Yeah.
I have a seat at the table. I know who I am. I'm loved by you. Like, as fundamental and as simple as that was, it was so freeing, especially getting to the bridge and saying, you don't make me work for your love.
Hmm.
It's already mine. And to be able to kind of like thrust that message into people's lives and hearts and situations to say, it's already yours. Like, why are you begging God for something that he's already handed to you,
Jeez.
and that he
Wow.
mercifully hands to you on
Hmm.
a daily basis?
Hmm.
So sometimes, I certainly, songs like that are reminders to us. And I told somebody the other day, I said, if a song moves me, that's, after doing this for 3 decades, there's a good chance that it's going to move the listener. There's a good chance. Sometimes it's just for me, but in most cases, if I'm moved to tears writing a song or singing a song over and over, there's a good chance that it's going to have a similar effect. Pay attention to those moments and
Yeah.
those reverberations in my heart when moments like that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you felt it, I definitely felt it for sure. It's amazing. It's just really man. And I feel like this time around, I feel like New Breed. It's just like there's a obviously the year has transformed, but like everybody has transformed in some way, shape, or form. And when you sing, there's the heart for Christ is even more real. It's heartfelt, and everybody's singing from a new different place now. Like they know that God is very important in their life. Like without God,
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing. They are
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So I think that translates in the
Mm-hmm.
song and when we're listening to it as well. So talking of New Breed, and you mentioned that you said there's about 60 of you. There's like, so in terms of like over the years, how many have passed through New Breed in total, would you say?
Yeah, I was putting it together kind of as I'm working on this anthology kind of thing, and it's been upwards of 70 people that have been active members of New Breed over the past 20 years.
Wow, amazing,
And
amazing.
what's great is so many of them still are, and others have moved on to other things, and
Yeah.
even some other groups and all that, and we celebrate them.
Hmm.
Everybody celebrates each other's birthdays and special occasions and anniversaries, and births of babies and all that kind of stuff. And so, like, we really set out from the beginning to build it as a family.
Yep.
And anytime you do that, there's high highs and low lows associated with that. If anybody watching right now or listening
They
is
would
a
know
part of
it.
any kind of family, you understand that there are functional members of that family and dysfunctional ones. It's just the way it is.
It is,
But I
honestly.
but I would rather have that than like a transactional, we just do music and then we don't do life, you
Yeah.
know. I would rather have that than just being a member of a group.
Yeah, definitely. And what's it like having, Adrian as part of New Breed? And did she have to audition for it as well?
There's so many jokes there, but I'm gonna let them all go.
Can you just
she
give us one
she's
joke?
she she's sleeping with the director of the group, so she she got a pass. No, I
I
mean,
love that. Why
I
not?
would say I would say it this way. She passed her audition by being a member of 3LW and the Cheetah Girls for all those years.
So
And
basically, she passed because she could sing. Like Adrian could
She could
sing.
sing, but I'll tell you, her gift, she she downplays it. She even struggles and has struggled over the years, which is like, I still feel like I sound like a cheetah girl and I don't want to sing anymore. She publicly declared that a few years back.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I just got to be honest with you. I love singing with you. And so like we do this worship Wednesday, and
Mm.
she's been singing with me more and more, and just people love it, and I love her. Her gift though is she is going to make any moment, whether it's we're all meeting for dinner or we're actually doing a recording or whatever, she's going to make it memorable. And
Mm.
I've watched how intentional she is about making memories with her family, making memories with me, and it's the greatest thing. So she is, you know, I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but she's definitely my favorite New Breed member of all time.
Well, I mean, she's got your
Of
last name,
all
so
time.
yeah, she's got your last
Exactly,
name, so it
exactly.
has to be that. Otherwise,
Right.
it's gonna be something else. Okay, so a couple more questions before I've got to let you go. Now, you recorded the album Damascus with her. Was that your idea or was it her idea? Because obviously, you two on a track on an album together, that's huge. That's pretty huge. So was
There
that?
was, well, and I got her to sing on two tracks on that record, on
Mm,
Secrets and Be Still. I want to say there was a little bit of blackmail involved, a little bit. Nothing too crazy, nothing too extortion
what
ish.
type of
No,
blackmail are we talking
no,
about?
I'm
Because I
I'm
feel like
completely joking. I'm completely joking. She fought it at first, and then I found Secrets, and I ended up uh, getting with the original writer of it, and then kind of tailor making it and writing with him for it to fit me. And when I did, I just said, you know, babe, I want you to do this song with me, and I want it to be our statement, just like you know, specifically the last line of the chorus. You see our darkness, and you love us the same. Like,
mm,
instead of coming out with some sort of joint statement, like, okay, we've seen all the shady comments since 2015, you know, or whatever, just to be able to say we all have something that we've dealt with.
right.
Everybody has felt far from God. And yet, this is a song declaring how faithful and merciful and kind God really is.
Yeah.
And I like that statement that we were able to make, for sure.
It's amazing, and it's such a beautiful album as well. So thank you for that album again.
Thank
In
you.
fact, thank you for all your albums. You made
Thank you.
it's affected or changed somehow, and I feel like every album there's always something different, and you've grown. And do you feel that you've grown through each album as well? Like something's
I
shifted and
I
got
really do.
stronger.
I
Yeah.
really do. And there's something about just making peace with yourself, making
Mm,
peace with your journey, making
yeah.
peace with God, and just going, this is who I am, and this is who God is shaping me to continue to become.
Yeah.
And I love it and I embrace it. So, like, for instance, in a couple months we have actually, yeah, end of next month, we'll be releasing another project. So it's like
Let's
we're
talk
just,
about that because that's one of the last questions I was going to ask you. Like, so what's happening next? Because I know something is coming in June. I've
yes,
been seeing little things about. So what is
yeah.
coming next? Because I feel like this year is going to be there's going to be so much that you guys are just going to be dropping left, right, and center because it's like it's a backlog of stuff, right?
It's called Project LA. It's very much feels like home. Again, we did it in Los Angeles, and yeah, this one's very, 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 very special. And so we're doing it again as a live stream event. We'll see if it becomes an album as well, but we're doing it as a live stream concert. People could go to feelslikehomeconcert.com for all the information,
Mm-hmm.
for tickets. And I encourage people to get like the VIP package if they can, and certainly jump on the early bird ticket right now. A lot of people wait, even on the last one, a lot of people waited till the last day, you know, and I'm still glad they got their ticket, but they could have saved some
Sometime and
time
just like
and money.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, and just
It
get it, just get
had
it to us.
Yeah, just go get it. But
Yeah.
I don't make guarantees because I just, you know, but I want to guarantee that this one, just based on what we experienced in
Yes.
rehearsals and run throughs and that sort of thing, it's going to be very, 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 very
And
different and
and do
very
you have
special.
any special guests? Are there any guests that you can tell?
I can. Chandler Moore from Maverick City is a big part of it. Doe Jones is making another appearance.
No
We use Doe
way.
on Feels Like Home,
She's
Volume
amazing.
2. She's unbelievable,
She's
and she's
fantastic.
really our sister. Matter of fact, I'm working on a song with her right now for her record. But we did a song called Broken People, and I wrote it with Chandler and Doe about 4 days before we came together to start recording. And wow,
Wow.
it's one of them. It's one of those songs for real. Just
Amazing.
it's unbelievable how it just showed up and blew us away. Um, Christabel Clack, who is New Breed, but she's also an amazing artist
Mhm.
and making a lot of noise. She's featured on it, and yeah, Adrian makes another appearance singing. We're doing a whole nother. So on the first one, we did this corritos, like these Spanish choruses on the record, and it became like that little segment became number one in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, all through Central America. Like it's South America, it's wild. And
Wow.
we almost kind of just did it like to be nostalgic and almost funny, but it just struck a nerve in so many people. So we've done a whole new section of that on this record and or on this live stream event, and it's gonna be awesome. So
Wow.
I just encourage people to
To go and get it. Go get the
yeah,
ticket.
feelslikehomconcert.com. I'm not good at commercials or self promotion, but I
Don't
just
worry. We'll
guarantee it's going to be a blessing for
No
real.
worries. I can see that. It just by the sheer excitement in your voice and on your face, it's like, yeah, you don't want to miss this. You don't want
No,
to
it's
miss this
good.
at all.
It's
Which is gonna be
really
good.
really good.
So,
Really good.
once June is over, what can we expect from Israel? Either as an artist yourself, or Israel and New Breed, or even Israel and Adrian. So, what can we look forward to?
It's kind of all the above. I'm doing things. I'm working on a few films right now and scoring music for some films. I'm executive producer of a new film that I'm doing with Devon Franklin called Reckless Love. It's Corey Asbury's story. That'll be out eventually. You know, the movie business is just weird right now, obviously with everything going on.
Yeah, COVID. It's not really
Um,
helping.
and then we're working on some television stuff. We're working on some. We're always working on music.
Yeah.
Adrian and I are working on some special music together. So yeah, we're just gonna be annoying for a little bit longer
Annoying. Please
in everybody's
continue.
feed.
We love the annoyance. Keep annoying us because
Okay,
so that we
okay.
keep abreast of
Stay
everything we're
annoying as
doing.
long as it's anointed. How about
Yeah.
that?
Okay, okay, you're giving us some word, giving us some word. Well, honestly, Israel, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm so excited for all the things that have happened. Is the you and New Breed getting back together again, celebrating 20 years.
Yeah.
That is big. That's something to not be taken for granted whatsoever. So thank you. We appreciate you and New Breed. Looking forward to all the other stuff that's coming for you as well. So how can people keep in touch with you? Like social media, websites, people, and yeah.
Yeah. I'd say on Instagram, it's just at Israel Houghton or at Israel New Breed is our New Breed site.
Mhm.
Our website is israelandnewbreed.com and all the links and everything there. Um, Anywhere you can stream music, you'll find Feels Like Home Volume 1 or Volume 2.
Awesome. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you.
yeah, we look forward to all the great things for the rest of the year. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, darling.